What's good, everybody? It's your boy Black Mirrors, and I'm back with another installment. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. Today, we're going to be breaking down Chris Brown, and I'm going to be showing you his allegiance to the occult. Also, this is another edition in the series of The Price of Fame. Okay. Shout out to the family member who sent that cash app for the personal requested video. If you would like to send a cash app for a personal requested video, the cash app is $ Black Mirrors TV, $ Black Mirrors TV, man. Now, enough of me rambling. Let's get right into the video, man. Now, the early life, family, and education of Chris Brown. Christopher Maurice Brown was born on May 5th, 1989 in Tappahannock, Virginia, to Joyce Hawkins, a former daycare center director, and Clinton Brown, a corrections officer at a local prison. He has an older sister, Latrell Bundy, a bank employee. Music was always present in Brown's life beginning in his childhood. He would listen to soul albums that his parents owned and eventually began to show interest in the hip-hop scene. His parents had divorced when he was 6 years old, and his mother's boyfriend terrified him by subjugating her to domestic violence. In a 2017 self-documentary film, Welcome to My Life, Brown recalls the couple's abusive relationship. Brown said that when he was 6, his mother's partner shot himself in the head, but did not die. The gunshot blinded him. The physical impairment only added to his rage. Donnell vented his anger and frustration on Brown's mother. Now that is tragic. I did not even know that myself. I had to hear my mom get beat up every night. I'd pee on myself, just scared to even walk out into the hallway because I didn't want to see nothing. That is very, very traumatic at a young age to experience all of that. You can call that some form of ritualistic abuse. That's what I would call it, just traumatizing on the mind of a child, because from the ages of 0 to about 7 or 10, that's when you're still pretty much in that imaginary state of mind, almost dreamlike, and you're not fully conscious. So to have those things placed on your subconscious and you're being programmed to see all that could definitely do harm to the mental. Brown taught himself to sing and dance at a young age and often cites Michael Jackson as his inspiration. He began to perform in his church choir and in several local talent shows. Brown said during the 2023 interview with Shannon Sharp that he started to take into consideration music as his job after winning a talent show during a summer camp when he was 11 years old, performing Cisco's Thong Song. The camp leaders, they laughed, but everybody kind of went crazy in there, and I was like, I think I could do this. When he mimicked an Usher performance of My Way, his mother recognized his vocal talent, and they began to look for the opportunity of a record deal. At age 16, Brown dropped out of Essex High School in Virginia in late 2004 or early 2005 to relocate and pursue a music career. From 2007 to 2009, Brown dated singer Rihanna until they highly publicized domestic violence case in 2010. Brown briefly dated professional model Jasmine Sanders. In 2011, Brown briefly dated media personality Drea Michelle. Later the same year, Brown began dating Karrueche Tran. In February 2012, Rihanna and Brown released remixes to their singles "Turn Up the Music" and "Birthday Cake," leading observers to speculate about their relationship. In January 2013, Rihanna confirmed that she and Brown had resumed their romantic relationship, stating, "It's different now. We don't have those types of arguments anymore. We talk about stuff. We value each other. We know exactly what we have now, and we don't want to lose that." Speaking of Brown, Rihanna also said he's not the monster everybody thinks. He's a good person. He has a good, fantastic heart. He's giving and loving, and he's fun to be around. That's what I love about him. He always makes me laugh, and all I want to do is laugh, really, and I do that with him. Rihanna and Brown collaborated again on Nobody's Business, a duet song off Rihanna's Unapologetic album. The song was noted by critics as a public response by the couple towards the public perception of their intimacy. In a May 2013 interview, Brown stated that he and Rihanna had broken up again. He subsequently reunited with Tran, but they split up shortly afterwards. Brown is the father of one son and two daughters. When discussing his upbringing, Brown stated, "We were used to two pairs of shoes for a school year. We used to go to church every day. I was one of those kids that had more church clothes than school clothes." He has also discussed his second work of grace, saying that he experienced the Holy Ghost while performing his "Eye is on the Sparrow" in church. After being released from jail on June 2nd, 2014, Brown wrote that he was humbled and blessed and tweeted the words, "Thank you, God." In 2015, he said during an interview for Vibe that God is the only thing that he is afraid of. Speaking about prayers, he said, "I pray every day." I think we pray unconsciously too. Personally, I don't pray for success. I pray for knowledge, for understanding, and peace of mind. I really try to pray for that because it's a big world and you can get wrapped up in it trying to please every city. So I just try to get a peace of mind and me understanding that being at peace with my flaws and my talents. I'm cool with that. That's why I think once he shows me certain things, or even the choices that I make and decisions that I make are healthy for me. He shows me the right path. When I bless other people, he always blesses me. It's not even about a self-serving journey. It's about just learning. I want to learn people's experiences. I want to give them experiences too. And we're going to be talking a little bit about his mental health. Brown has long struggled with mental health issues and addiction. In his Welcome to My Life documentary, Brown revealed that he had contemplated suicide following the Rihanna incident in 2013. Brown was sentenced to 90 days in rehab by a Los Angeles Superior Court judge to fulfill the terms of his probation for the Rihanna incident. While at the rehab facility, which is what I like to call an MK Ultra facility or reprogramming facility, Brown was formally diagnosed with bipolar disorder and post-traumatic stress disorder. Because if we go back just a few moments ago when I talked about his mother's boyfriend who pretty much used to beat on her every day and then tried to take his own life and didn't succeed and only blinded himself, which then fueled his rage even more to do damage. You can kind of see where that stems from. You know, the apple don't fall too far from the trees. Like I said, especially when they're young, you are like a sponge and you just soaking all that stuff up, and you inadvertently, subconsciously do things and say things and act in certain ways that you don't even realize are unhealthy until it's too late most of the time. Okay, that gives me a better understanding why the Rihanna situation even took place, because I did not know that until I started doing this investigative research. All right. The rehab facility stated that Brown will acquire close supervision by a physician, aka a handler, all right, to ensure his bipolar mental health condition remains stable. It is not uncommon for patients with post-traumatic stress disorder and bipolar to use substances to self-medicate their biochemical mood swings and trauma triggers. The clinical team at the rehab facility attributed Brown's aggression to his untreated mental health disorder, severe sleep deprivation, inappropriate self-medicating, and untreated PTSD. Now, like I said, it all makes sense now. It's all coming together now, because another thing that the industry will do, right, if we take a look at Kanye West, is that they will use your mental health against you to try to get you on drugs like Valium and all these things to keep you down and to keep you docile and submissive to the crazy things that they subjugate you to. All right. And they'll say, oh, it's good for you to do ketamine. It's good for you to do all these wild ass drugs. It's good for you to do shrooms. And, oh, I want to be your holistic teacher. I want to be your spirit guide. I want to clean your chakras. I want to do all this stuff for you. But then when you keep on going deeper and deeper, it's like, okay, well, let's go to this resort for 90 days, 60 days, 30 days. And then they pretty much taking advantage of you mentally, physically, and every other way that they can possible to manipulate you to continue to have the success that you're having. And going back on to Kanye West, they almost got him to agree to getting a lobotomy, which is replacing a piece of your, I think it's frontal cortex of your brain that has to do with like your critical thinking or something of that nature. So this is a prime example of that. You know what I'm saying? He had a handler in there with him, watching him, making sure he's doing what he's supposed to do. I'm pretty sure he was very suggestive to Chris Brown on making sure, hey, do this, do that, make sure that you're okay, and take the medication you're supposed to be taking, and this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? But that's what these folks do. So when they say they going to rehabs and all this other stuff, man, they really be going to them retreats, man, and getting reprogrammed MK Ultra style for real. Okay. Now, in a 2014 interview with radio personality Ebro Darden, Brown revealed that prior to his 2013 incarceration, he used to the syrup, the Xanax, and added that marijuana offset his hyperactive tendencies. Once I started doing the lean, the other stuff, I'd be sitting in the recording booth sleeping. In 2017, Billboard wrote an investigative article about Brown's mental health issues and addiction. Former members of Brown's team told Billboard that around April 2015, he had broken a 15-month stretch of sobriety and spiraling into a more frequent drug use in the first months of 2016, including the use of cocaine, Xanax, and marijuana, Molly, and lean. Additionally, his former security guards revealed that they would often check Brown's pulse while he slept to ensure he had not overdosed. That's wild. And also, too, when they get you all hopped up off these drugs, because you got to understand, like, the people that surround him, his team, they're allowing him to do that. You're supposed to be protecting the brand at all costs. You're supposed to make sure that they are in tip-top shape, mentally and physically, and to make sure that they are critical thinkers, that these folks can perform at their most efficient, power level. You know what I mean? You don't want these folks all jacked up on drugs and all this other crap, because you're not going to get your return on your investment, which is the brand. You know what I'm saying? And not to speak on the person as if they're just a brand or just a number, but that's what it is when you're in the industry. You're no longer a human being. You are a brand. Okay? And once you make it to stardom like he did and is, then you can kind of put two and two together that's what's going on. These folks are brands. They sell things, you know what I'm saying? They sell their music, their merch, and all this other crap, their tours and all this other stuff, right? So if you're not protecting that, then you are just as much as a problem as the person that's, taking the substances, because I'm pretty sure it's like, yeah, okay, go ahead, you know what I mean? And letting him just indulge and getting taken advantage of and signing bad deals and signing these contracts, you know what I'm saying, getting taken through there. You are supposed to watch that person, make sure they are okay and have their best interests. So obviously the team that he had or has around him didn't have his back at that time, okay? At around 12:30 a.m., on February 8th, 2009, Brown and his then-girlfriend, singer Rihanna, had an argument that escalated into physical violence, with Brown causing Rihanna visible severe facial injuries, which required hospitalization. Brown turned himself into the Los Angeles Police Department. Wilshire Station at 6:30 p.m., okay? And was booked under suspicion of making criminal threats. On June 22, 2009, Brown pleaded guilty to felony assault and accepted a plea deal of community labor, 5 years of probation, and domestic violence counseling. On August 25th, Brown received 5 years of probation. He was ordered to attend 1 year of domestic violence counseling and undergo 6 months of community service. The judge retained a 5-year restraining order on Brown, which required him to remain 50 yards, 45.72 meters away from Rihanna, reduced to 10 yards at public events. In February 2011, at request of Brown's and Rihanna's lawyers, Mark Griagos and Donald Eltra, Judge Patricia Schnig modified the restraining order to a level 1 order, allowing both singers to appear at award shows together in the future. On March 20th, 2015, Brown's probation ended, formally closing the felony case emanating from the Rihanna assault that happened over 6 years prior. Okay, now this was another assault case with Abraham Dial. On May 15th, 2025, Brown was arrested in Manchester, England on a 2023 warrant issued against him for a grievous bodily harm with intent charge. The charge resulted from an alleged incident which involved Brown smashing a tequila bottle over music producer Abraham Diaz's head while at a London nightclub. On May 16th, the Manchester Magistrates Court denied bail and remanded Brown in custody pending trial at Southwark Crown Court in London. On May 21st, at a renewed bail application hearing at Southwark Crown Court, Brown was granted bail on the condition that he lodges a $5 million security fee with the court. $4 million immediately and $1 million due within a week. That's really what the system is all about, man. If you got the money, you could pretty much buy your freedom. You know what I'm saying? You could buy happiness, buy freedom. You know what I mean? These folks print money. So it really ain't like that, but we talking about if the shoe on the other foot like us. You know what I'm saying? If we got the money, we could pretty much buy our way out of situations. You know what I'm saying? That right there is just a clear indication of that. You know what I mean? Now, the bail conditions enabled Brown to continue his scheduled tour. He appeared at Southwark Crown Court on June 20th, 2025, where he pleaded not guilty to attempting to cause grievous bodily harm with intent. On July 11th, he entered not guilty pleas to 2 further charges: assaulting occasioning actual bodily harm, and possession of an offensive weapon relating to the same incident. His trial is scheduled to begin on October 26, 2026. Diaz has also filed a civil claim against Brown for $12 million, which equals $16 million in our money, and damages which are related to the injuries and losses he claims are a result of the nightclub incident. Now, these folks got to be careful. Like I said, you are a brand. Why are you out here even wasting your energy and your time? Like, who is around Chris Brown right now that is enabling him to pretty much even get involved in these certain situations? Because your team is supposed to be able to handle that for you. You see what I'm saying? Your team is the ones that should be putting stuff down. You know, that's what you got a security team for. Why are you doing a security team's job? Because then it ain't no use for you to have a security team if that's the case. If you felt the need to put hands on somebody or crack a bottle over somebody's head, your security team or your bodyguard should have stepped in, or your homies should have stepped in, because we know that he has that street affiliation. And you know, from what Whack 100 was saying, he did what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? As far as the initiation and all that other crap. So, you know, it's not like Soulja Boy, who pretty much paid the OGs from that hood to be able to do what he's doing. But whatever, that's not my business. But at the end of the day, right, if you got your homies with you, sometimes people have their homies as their bodyguards, as we've seen with the NBA YoungBoy and O-Block situation. Not even NBA YoungBoy, but with the Quando Rondo situation and the King Von. You know, sometimes people use their homies, you know, as security when they out, because they feel like having security is lame. So you just pay your homies to protect you, because you are the brand, you are the breadwinner, and you take care of them and their families and kids and things of that nature. Why didn't they crack the bottle and then you just bail them out and take care of them? Because I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have went as far as trying to do these civil claims and all this other stuff, because they're not the brand. They're not the one with the millions and millions of dollars. You know, you can tell this dude's just trying to get all he can out the situation, because Chris Brown is the cash cow. You know, now I'm not saying that because Chris Brown is innocent and, you know, he's not guilty, you know, he did what he had to do in that situation. I'm not saying that either, because, you know, if you just busting dudes upside their head, it's because you Chris Brown and you feel like you could do that because he looked at you wrong or said something you didn't like, or y'all just had a verbal disagreement. It's crazy. You know, there's other ways that you can handle situations, especially when you are the caliber of stardom that you are at. You got to think about certain situations differently. You know what I mean? But like I said, once he went and got that street affiliation, I already knew where his mind was and where his mind is. You know, when you live in LA, These folks believe wholeheartedly in their mind that they have to be associated with the street affiliation for protection and all that other crap. When if you just keep your head down and mind your business and do your job or whatever, and you ain't out there like that, you probably don't even need to do that. Because there's a lot of other people that live in LA and they don't have no type of street affiliation and they living just fine. But to each his own, man. Peer pressure is a mug. Now, he has some other legal issues too, right? Because on June 14, 2012, Drake and his entourage were involved in a scuffle with Brown at a nightclub called WIP in the Soho neighborhood of New York City. About 8 people were injured during the brawl, including San Antonio Spurs star Tony Parker, who had surgery to remove a piece of glass from his eye. Yo, that's crazy. Drake was not arrested, of course, because, you know, he got the Jewish ties and he's got them Jewish lawyers and things of that nature, so he definitely wasn't finna do no time. Brown's attorney alleged Drake was the instigator. Brown himself tweeted about the incident and publicly criticized Drake weeks later. In January 2013, Brown was in another altercation with Frank Ocean over a parking space outside a recording studio in West Hollywood. And see, that's what I'm saying. Your pride and your ego getting you caught up in these stupid situations over a parking spot. I'm pretty sure there were other parking spots that you could have parked in, but you didn't want to walk a little bit farther because listen, at the end of the day, your name is not on that parking spot. You see what I'm saying? So why would you even care to even try to punk somebody out of a parking spot? You see what I'm saying? Like, listen to how that sound. And plus, we all know that Frank Ocean is over the rainbow, Skittles, sugar booty doo-doo digger. So why you trying to punk somebody like that even to begin with? That's why the street credibility and all that, trying to be tough and just like all this other stuff, to me, it don't fly, because I wouldn't be getting into it with people like that to begin with. You see what I'm saying? Go do that to somebody that ain't gonna play them games with you. I guarantee you it wouldn't have went the way that it went. You see what I'm saying? This wouldn't even be an incident that we would be talking about here. You see what I'm saying? People pick and choose their battles, man, and I don't have no respect for people like that. It's like, pick on somebody that you know ain't to be played with, then I give you some respect. Or it's on the same time that you won't, then I give you some respect. But if you out here messing with punks like that, man, it's like it's not even worth the time. It's not even worth the energy, man. Let them have the parking spot. Go on about your business. Go make your music, you know what I'm saying, and move on. It's not worth it. Okay, because now you're sitting out here looking crazy because you got people like me out here exposing it for what it is. Police officers in Los Angeles said Brown was under investigation, describing the incident as battery due to Brown's alleged punching Ocean. Wow, and then you put hands on it. So you out here beating up punks? Man? That's crazy, yo. Oh, man, go put your hands on who's somebody that got some solid rep? Go put your hands on Chief Keef. I want to see you put your hands on Chief Keef and see how that go over a parking spot or just in general. You know what I'm saying? Go put your hand on somebody like that ain't gonna play with you. You feel me? Don't be out here beating up on punks like Frank Ocean. Do you know what I'm saying? That's wild. That's nasty work, man. But that's what mental illness does to you. You feel me? That's what drugs do to you. That's his excuse. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man. Now, Ocean said he would not press charges. Hey, that's a real one for you right there. Like, okay, they probably got it in real quick. You know what I mean? According to Jamaican singer Sean Kingston, who was present during the altercation, Ocean and his cousin instigated the fight and were at fault. It don't matter who is at fault, because if you approached him about a parking spot, it's you that instigated it. If he already in the spot, why would he go up to you and be like, yeah, and I took your spot? That don't make no sense. Have clarity of the situation. If he was in a parking spot that you felt was yours, or you always parked there or whatever, you probably went up to him like, hey man, I always parked there, man, you gotta move or whatever. But Frank Ocean wasn't going, and y'all got into it. Yo, that's wild. Even Frank Ocean ain't afraid of you, man. What does that go to say? What does that go to tell you, man? Now, in July 2013, Brown's probation was revoked after he was involved in an alleged hit and run in Los Angeles. Man, just out here just was wilding out, man. He was released from court and scheduled to reappear in August 2013 to learn whether he would serve time in prison. The charges were later dropped, but Brown would have 1,000 additional hours of community service added to his probation terms. In October 2013, Brown was arrested for felony assault in Washington, D.C. after refusing to take a picture with the man and throwing a punch that broke the man's nose. Damn, see? And this is why I say, clip this, make a short video out of it, whatever, put this on your channel or whatever. And like I said before, y'all could take my content and put it up if y'all have your own channel. Y'all can make clips of it. Y'all can repost it, upload. I don't care. I'm not on that type of trip. You feel me? I want the word to get out. So this is what I mean about idol worship. These folks, fans, who listen to music such as I do, y'all be out here all fanboyed out, fangirled out, and then you see these folks out in public, and then they deny you a picture. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people in public that are quote unquote famous and, ask for a picture or whatever. They be like, oh no, I'm with my family, or oh no, I got my kids. I just take it for what it is. I'm not finna press you about no whatever. Who cares? I seen you with my own eyes, so I just keep it moving. You feel me? But then you got people who spend their hard on money on their merch, clothes, whatever they got available. They always at their shows, spending their hard earned money that they've earned from being at work and this, that, and the third, right? And then they get played like this. So dude probably felt some type of way, and then was being persistent about it, which probably irritated Chris Brown, and then he put hands on dude. But see, if this is your fan and you know all of that stuff, go ahead and take that quick little picture, because it ain't nothing but a 2-second little whoop wop. I'm in and out. Boom. Yeah, go ahead. Boom. Take the picture. You go. But you gonna put hands on your fan? I would have took you for everything you had. I wouldn't have said nothing. Boom. Okay, broke my nose. All right, cool. Go to the hospital. Boom. Keep all my paperwork. I'm hitting you over the head with a lawsuit. Why would I even? You see what I'm saying? Like, dude, man, listen, because you don't do people like that, that's breaking their backs to support you. These folks, these ladies and gentlemen got you to where you are. You wouldn't be nothing without pretty much us. Just like the government wouldn't be anything without us, because if we just woke up one day and said we ain't going to work, we ain't paying bills, they would have to cater to our needs and wants. I'm not saying that's what we should do, and like not trying to cause an uprising or some type of like civil whatever, but I'm just saying we run this. We the stars, the people that get up and grind and go to work every day. Yeah, us. Or have our own jobs and businesses. Yeah, us. Because if we say no to all this and stop, it's gonna be in our control again. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just hella lame. Money cannot unlame a person. I'm gonna just say that right now. Money cannot unlame a person, man. Be yourself, man. Now, the charge was reduced to a misdemeanor, of course, because like I just said earlier, you can pay your way out of trouble, man. I'm telling you. Brown spent 36 hours in a Washington jail and was taken to court in shackles. He was released in order to report to his California probation officer within 48 hours. On October 30th, 2013, Brown voluntarily entered rehab, some more MK Ultra programming. Yeah, you can't be out there getting off your rocker, Brown. We got to come back in here and program you some more. Here, take these meds. You feel me? After Brown completed his 90 days. Didn't I just say that earlier? That when these folks go to these parties and things of that nature, hotel parties, mansion parties, or whatever, underground parties, that they will get approached by people in these cults, you know what I'm saying? And they'll be like, yeah, let's go to this 60-day, 90-day, 30-day retreat or whatever. Or, yeah, we've been seeing what you've been going through and your mental health is off. Here, take this, take that, take that. And then they go and offer you to come to this place, and then you see what time it is, but it's already too late. You already been there 90 days, and they done ran you through there, took you through there all the way. Now your mind really off the rocker. You feel me? They'll use your mental health against you is what I'm saying, all right? To take advantage of you. Now, The judge ordered him to remain a resident at the Malibu treatment facility until a hearing on April 23rd, 2014. The deal was if Brown left rehab, he would go to jail. On March 14, 2014, Brown was kicked out of rehab facility and sent to Northern Neck Regional Jail for violating internal rules. He was expected to be released on April 23rd, 2014, but a judge denied his release request from custody either on bail or on his own recognizance. At his May 9, 2014 court date, Brown was ordered to serve 131 days of jail for his probation violation. He was sentenced to serve a year in custody. However, the judge gave him credit for 234 days and had already spent in rehab and jail, as well as credits for good behavior while behind bars. Brown was released from jail on June 2nd, 2014. So, like I said, money talks, man. Your celebrity status talks. So instead of him doing the whole time, and I know how the system works, you know what I mean? I done been in trouble a few times, you feel me, my damn self. But that can happen. You can get accredited, you know what I'm saying? Time served, good behavior. We all know that that's common knowledge, you feel me? So, but like I said, they didn't throw the book at him when they could have multiple times because of his celebrity status and the money that he has. The court system knows that. These folks be going on dates with these lawyers and jurors' daughters and sons and having dinner with the damn prosecutors and the people that's trying to go against them. They be having dinners with the judge. They know the judge family. So it's like a big old family that we really don't know how deep and how far it goes. It's just another rabbit hole, which, gets us to go down deeper. You're never going to find an end to it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, all of this stuff is interconnected, man. I'm telling you that. Now, let's see. Okay, yeah. I want to make sure that, okay, all right. Now, in the early hours of August 30th, 2016, a woman alleged the police that Brown accused Brown of threatening her with a gun inside of his house. See, this is just all lame activity, man. All of this is lame activity. The stuff that he doing is just lame. You pulling straps out on females is just lame, man. Police were called, but Brown denied them entry without a warrant because he knew he was in the wrong, right? Come on now. When they returned with one, Brown refused to let them entry and began what news sources referred to as a standoff with the LAPD, including the robbery homicide division and SWAT team. During this time, Brown was seen posting videos on Instagram in which he rails against the police and the media coverage of the activity at his house. He denounced media reports and that he was barricaded inside his house, complained about the helicopters flying overhead, and called the police idiots and the worst gang in the world. He said that he was innocent, and what I do care about is you are defacing my name and my character and integrity. Brown was arrested and later released from jail on a $250,000 bail on September 1st, 2016. Brown's lawyer, Mark Griagos, stated that there was no standoff and that with regard to the LAPD search, nothing was found to corroborate her statement. Charges were later dropped after prosecutors declined to arraign Brown on the felony charges. Brown later sued the accuser for defamation, prevailing in that lawsuit after it was ruled that the defendant brought to court false and defamatory statements about Brown through her incriminating text messages where she said Brown kicked her out of his house because she called his friend's jewelry fake and she was going to set him up and call the cops and say that he tried to shoot her. Brown later told Good Morning America, "My character's been defaced. I'm glad that all my real supporters know me and know the truth, and they'll see the truth." Well, we know the truth, Brown. We got a track record of what you've been doing since you've been in the game. All right, you getting into it with females, that's just a part of your character that's in your blood. I mean, but I always say this too. Do we blame these people or do we blame these folks' parents and what they went through and what they subjected their child to be around and to see? Because that's all he's seen when he grew up was domestic violence, to get into it with females. So him beating up on chicks and holding chicks at gunpoint or whatever, that's just in his blood, man. We can't change that. No matter how many pills that they put in his body to get him to change his mental, that's just who he is, all right? Now, in January 2022, a woman filed a $20 million civil lawsuit against Brown for allegedly taking advantage of her sexually on a yacht in Miami in December of 2020. Brown denied the allegations and later submitted text messages and voicemails to the Miami Police Department, which implied a consensual relationship with the accuser. In the text messages, the woman addressed Brown using lewd language and sent nude selfie pictures almost immediately after the alleged sexual assault took place. According to TMZ, Brown intended to countersue the plaintiff for defamation, and the plaintiff's lawyer withdrew from the case after she was made aware of the messages and voicemails. The presiding judge dismissed the lawsuit due to lack of prosecution by the plaintiff in August 2022. The lawsuit was dismissed on procedural grounds without prejudice, meaning the case can be reinstated under proper legal grounds if the plaintiff intends to pursue it again. So that's just like some shit to where like it's hanging over your head. So if anything happens in the future to where she feel like she was taken advantage of or whatever the case is, she can show more proof, or her lawyers can show more proof, or whatever the case may be, she can throw, she could bring it back up. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of scary to have that hanging on over your head, man. You know what I'm saying? If he was innocent of that situation. But all these folks be doing that. They get these girls drunk. They get them on these crazy ass drugs, you know what I'm saying? Molly and perks and all this other crap, and they be taking advantage of these women, man. He ain't the only one. On October 27th, 2024, an episode of the docuseries Chris Brown, A History of Violence aired, which revealed more details about the alleged 2020 yacht incident, including the fact that the yacht was owned by controversial music producer Sean Diddy Combs. Oh, so they own a P. Diddy yacht? So you know it was some freak-offs going on that yacht, man. You know what type it is. It's like you get on this yacht, you can't have no phone. You gotta sign a waiver, a NDA. You know what I'm saying? They probably take they probably prick your finger for your blood. They have your DNA to know who was all up in here, man, to know you inside and out. So if you try to do something or whatever or expose us, we own you. We finna get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? They own a P. Diddy yacht. So I'm pretty sure people knew what was finna be going down on that yacht, man. Wow, that's crazy. In January 2025, Brown filed a lawsuit against Warner Bros. For $500 million over the multiple abuse allegations which numerous women made against him in Chris Brown, A History of Violence, which aired on October 2024 on Investigation Discovery. As of May 2025, the lawsuit remains ongoing. Damn! So now he's trying to sue Warner Bros. For 500 M's because of all the women that are coming out, saying that he did things to them. You know what I mean? It's almost like an R. Kelly situation, surviving Chris Brown. Damn, man. So this is going to be doing it for another series in the Price of Fame series, man. Shout out to the family member who hit the Cash App. I really do appreciate everybody being with me here today. Shout out to everybody that's going to be watching this back on the live replay, man. I really enjoy doing videos in this fashion, so this will be a thing moving forward. Leave some comments down in the comment section, man. If we get 5 comments and 5 likes on this video, I will be dropping another video, man. Y'all went crazy with the likes on the last video with, I believe it was Chris Rock. 25 under 24 hours. That is amazing, you know what I'm saying? So that's all I ask of y'all, is just to run them likes up on the video, man. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's your boy Black Mirrors coming at you with another installment of Black Mirrors TV. If y'all would like a personally requested video, man, just hit the Cash App. Send it to $ Black Mirrors TV, $ Black Mirrors TV, man. Y'all stay humble. Y'all stay hungry, man. And I'm... Boy!